Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Erika and today we are going to be touring New York apartments. I've been waiting for this day to come for so long. We've just moved to New York City from Australia, so a huge move, and we are looking for our home here, and I'm super excited and wanted to take you along with me and kind of use this as a tool for anyone that's looking to move here, as well as a little bit of a helpful guide, because the rental market here is pretty crazy at the moment, so I thought I'd add some context as well as kind of show you what's available. Just for a brief introduction of what I am looking for when it comes to an apartment. It is my boyfriend and I who will be moving in, so we're looking for a 1-bedroom to a studio apartment, preferably a 1-bedroom, but we'd settle for the right studio. And honestly, we don't have too many other non-negotiables. I know some people have a pretty big list, and that probably comes from having more experience living here. We're really after a place that has great natural lighting, as a lot of my job with filming relies off of it as well. We've just really not enjoyed living in dark places, so we love a place with natural light. And the other non-negotiable is we want to be in an area that we love, so we want to feel safe when we're out and about, as well as just have fun things to do around us. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert when it comes to New York neighborhoods and locations. I hope to get there, but I have just moved here, so we've just kind of gotten our feet on the ground and picked areas that we've kind of enjoyed being in and where we think we'd spend the most time, so that's where we're looking. There's pretty much no other logical basis that has formed why we're looking where we are. It's just the places that we've gotten out and seen that we've really liked. That's kind of it for our non-negotiables. I know that a lot of people are after stuff like laundry and dishwashers and all of that stuff, and maybe we'll get sick of that after our first year here and we will want those things, but at the moment we're just looking for a place that we can call home, especially coming from overseas. It can be a little bit trickier, and I am going to get into that very soon. When it comes to looking for an apartment in New York, you will need everything here that you see on this screen, so I'm gonna put up kind of what every place has asked us for in terms of documentation and paperwork, and it's a really great idea to have this just ready to go as soon as you are touring places, so that if you see a place you can jump on it day of, at the listing, whatever it may be. Now, if you're coming from overseas, this may not be all you need. So when it comes to stuff like tax returns, you can use whatever in your country is the equivalent. That's what we've tried doing. We've still received some pushback, and in a lot of cases, even if you provide these things to these real estate agents or brokers or whatever they may be, because you're coming internationally, it might not be good enough. So you might need to prove additional documentation. Just honestly, the requests that we've had have kind of been endless. It will be trickier for you. I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I guess the best point of call that you can have is if you are lucky enough to have a contact in the US for a guarantor. That's potentially something that could really bear great weight. If you've been in your company for a long time, that could probably help as well when you're coming over here, but it is trickier. I'm not going to lie. It is definitely harder, especially if you're not coming over with your parents here and stuff. If you're going by yourself from somewhere else, it's going to be trickier. While the requirement has kind of always been 40 times the monthly rent as an annual salary to qualify, a lot of places are now asking for more. It does feel a bit strange, but we've gone to multiple listings now that have asked for 45 times, and having been at your place of work for over 2 years, so that's another thing that was very jarring, but I think it depends on the landlord and the management company, so I guess just be ready for additional stuff, especially in the rental market that's as competitive as it is now. I think being summertime, you're having a lot of people move into the city. It's easier to move in summer than winter. As well, I think a lot of people's COVID deals are ending, so the rents are going up again, and that means that people are gonna have to try to find things that fit their budget again, and for us that seems to be where our budget sits. So what is our budget? We're looking for a place that's $3,500 with no fee and under, or we're looking for a place that's about $3,200 with a fee, and the broker's fee is a month to 15% fee that you get to pay to rent here. For the broker that shows you the place, organizes the paperwork, that's their fee that they get. The landlord no longer pays it. There was legislation for a period of time that the landlord did have to bear this fee. That's no longer the case as of June of 2022 when we're looking. I don't know if that will be subject to change ever again, but as of right now, broker's fees are a thing, so be prepared for this crazy multiple $1,000 fee that you might have to pay just to rent the place. Now, all of that sounds crazy, and $3,500 is an extreme amount to pay per month. We are coming from Australia, which isn't exactly the most affordable real estate market in the world either. It's definitely very competitive there too, so it's not totally something that we're unfamiliar with, but it definitely is more expensive in New York from what we've experienced thus far. Sydney in particular is crazy expensive, but I think New York right now, from what we've seen, is definitely taking the cake. We've toured so many places, so this will be a part one actually. I wanted to use this video to kind of inform you of what you might need to move, as well as show the places, but the next video I'll just be showing places. So if you want to see that, that will be out very soon, and with that, let's go see some places. The first apartment that we toured was in Soho. This was a 1-bedroom for $3,295 plus a fee, and this one was in a beautiful area. It was super centrally located in Soho, which was absolutely phenomenal. It was nice and clean and tidy and relatively well updated. We didn't really love that the floor had such a significant slant that you could pretty much put a ball on one side of the apartment and it would roll to the other. I think that would be very difficult with even putting in furniture. Everything would rock, so that would be pretty annoying. Plus the bathroom was like 2 separate rooms, which was very strange, and I guess this wouldn't be too much of an issue if you were like on a private space, but this like had a window that faced right into the street. Overall, we did like this place, but because it was the first place that we toured, we didn't want to jump on it. Another deal breaker for us was that it was north-facing windows, and we just know that this wouldn't get the natural light that we would be after. I arrived at the second place in the East Village, and this one was right across from a sports bar. We should have done our research when it came to what was across the road, and this is foreshadowing what is coming later in the video. This one was $3,495 plus fee, and it was a 1-bedroom, and the biggest deal breaker in this place was that it just wasn't very well maintained or cleaned. This fan made this very loud noise, which pretty much told me that it could have been jammed with dirt or something had gotten in the way. And visually, there was just dirt and dust and mold everywhere here, which tells me that behind the scenes, there might be even bigger problems. So I was very hesitant with this place and didn't film a lot of it because I just didn't love it. It did come with this huge storage unit, which would be very convenient for storing things because the closets were so small, and it did have air conditioning here. And while the street was quiet now, unfortunately, we knew that it would get quite loud at night. The lighting in here was absolutely beautiful as there was windows on both ends, but all in all, just not the apartment for us. We kept going on our tour to this studio in Greenwich Village. This was $3,200 plus a fee, and this place got magnificent natural light. I was very, very tempted to go for this place. This would kind of be that term of the right studio. The kitchen was really recently updated and had a ton of storage. Overall, we really, really liked this place. It also had an elevator and a live-in super, which were great perks at the other places, and no other place had an elevator that we toured. So that was definitely a big win, and the ceilings were super high. I really liked this place. We were very tempted to go for it. Unfortunately, one thing that we did notice, which was in the bathroom, was that the sink was totally clogged, and they did say that someone was going to get on this very quickly, but once again, it was very early in our search, and in my opinion, if there's such a glaring issue that they've let you see, I can't imagine what they haven't let you see. Well, we should have learned our lesson to check the map before touring a place. We didn't with this one, and it happened to be right across the road from a multi-building prison complex, but we decided to tour it anyway and give it a shot. It was $3,195 plus a fee for a 1-bedroom, and this place overall just wasn't very clean. Everything was pretty grubby in here, and while I'm sure that they would tidy it up a little bit, this place needed some work done to it, and it got amazing natural light. It did face into another building though, so I'm not sure if that's just one spot in the day where it gets phenomenal light, but it was really nice when we were there. Just a lot of the fixtures were very, very old and worn in and needed to either be replaced or have some really serious work. This place also had pretty much no closet space at all, which would be pretty tight because I do have a lot of clothes. And yeah, we weren't going to go for this place. We thought we would see it anyway in case it was the best apartment in the world, but because it didn't absolutely tick every box, we decided to give it a miss. So the footage in this tour is a little bit shaky, and that's because, as you can see, there's tons of people viewing this place. This place was in East Village, and I have to say this is probably the nicest apartment that we toured in total. It was so perfect. It was so good. It was so newly renovated, and the exposed brick was beautiful. However, when we were waiting outside for our tour, someone came up to us and said that they had previously lived in the building and kind of gave us this like ominous bad message about the place, which was pretty like off-putting because we're very new to New York. We were just like very like, oh my god, what does she know that we don't? But we really liked this place. But one of the downsides was it did back like right onto a schoolyard, and it was later in the afternoon and this was still very, very loud. And I could imagine that you'd have the school bells ringing all day. I just think it would be very annoying. But literally everything else with this apartment was perfect. So I kind of do wish that we applied for this one because it is the nicest apartment that we saw. There was so much space in this apartment. This is bigger than most of the apartments that we lived in Australia. And it's literally brand new. Now for one of the smallest apartments that we saw, this one was in Nolita. It was a 2-bedroom for $3,595 plus fee, which was over our budget, but we thought that we would give it a shot because it was a 2-bedroom. This was actually a winged 2-bedroom, meaning that there was no common living space, but there were 2 bedrooms. This would be perfect if you were roommates with someone and kind of weren't going to spend too much time together. But the 2nd bedroom was totally locked, so we couldn't even go in and view it. And from the photos, it did look like it had no windows, so we were a bit concerned that we couldn't see it. The other bedroom, however, was open and the windows were there, but they didn't really get a whole lot of light, so we were even more cautious about the other room. This place was also advertised for 800 square feet, and I'm sorry, but there's just quite literally no way. I'm definitely not going to pretend to be a genius when it comes to the size of places or the floor plans, but this did seem like it was falsely advertised. This place wasn't going to suit us, especially for the price that it was at, but they did have another apartment available for a little bit cheaper, so we thought that we would give it a look. The second apartment was also a 2-bedroom, one of those winged 2-bedrooms, and this one was $3,295 plus a fee. Once again, very top end of our budget. And this place did have both bedrooms unlocked and did get great natural light. However, the 2nd bedroom's layout was extremely strange, so would probably be very, very difficult to be a living area. And if you were to have anything bigger than a double bed, it would have blocked the door entirely. This place just wasn't going to suit us, especially for the budget. They also let in like all 35 people who were viewing the place just pretty much all at once into this place, so it was very difficult to view. Apologies for the shaky camera footage. I thought that I would try to quickly squeeze it into this video, but for the price that this was at, it just wasn't the value that we were looking for. So those are all of the places for this video. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the places. We definitely loved some of these ones. It was just some of them were missing a couple of the things that we would have loved. So we skipped over these ones. We were very tempted to apply to some of them, but we've applied to one now and fingers crossed we get it. So hopefully in the next video I will have good news. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please drop it a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you know anyone moving to New York, definitely share it with them so that they know what's up at the moment. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!